D. McNeil says, you spoke of allowing yourself to feel.
Mhm.
How do you allow others to feel without jumping right into the being the fixer or the fixer role?
Ooh, that's a good question. So Marco asks, how do you allow others to feel without jumping in to be the fixer role? This is such a good question. And it's a part of what I talk about in the book. What I'll say here, though, is that a part of the way we shift that mentality is by acknowledging that just because someone has a feeling, especially if it's a quote unquote negative feeling, it doesn't mean we have to make it go away. Sometimes those tears, that grief, that anguish are necessary for us to move through whatever that experience is. And if we jump into fixing it, we take away a person's opportunity to heal. One of my former doctoral students, Mary Adasamwan, some of the STVU folks probably know her. She wrote her doctoral project about grief in the Black church in particular, and how one of the things we do in the Black church is kind of cut off people's grief experiences. Like, think about the stuff that we say at funerals. To
Mm,
be absent from the body is to be present with the Lord. Earth has no sorrow, heaven can't heal. And it's like, that's cute. I'm not saying that's wrong. So y'all, please don't. Hopefully people know my heart. Y'all know I love the Black church. I do. But listen, the day after my father died, someone telling me he's in a better place was not helpful to me
Mm-mm.
because I wanted him in this place with me. Right. And so a part of what we can do is acknowledge that just because a feeling makes us uncomfortable, or just because it's a sad feeling, doesn't mean it doesn't serve a purpose. And Mary, in her project, talks about the fact that in many traditional African cultures, there are women who wail at the loss of a community member, and that their role is to hold, acknowledge, and bear witness to the grief of the whole community. Right. And so their wailing is not something that we push away, but it's actually a communal expression. This person lived, they impacted us, and we will miss them when they are gone. Right. And so, what does it mean then if we allow those quote unquote negative emotions to be ways to bear witness to what has happened to us rather than trying to cut them off and make them disappear? And I think that's the shift we need to make. Um, if you need like a practical strategy for what to do when you're actually sitting with the person, the first thing you can do is just shut up and hand the person a tissue. I mean, really, because often it's not something that we need to fix. We just need to bear witness to it. You know, how many of us have had an experience where we called a friend, we were upset about something, and we were just really needed to vent, right? We didn't need them to fix it. We didn't need them to make it go away. We just needed somebody else to hear and validate our experience. And so often those emotions that we perceive as negative, really what the person needs is for us to bear witness. And so you sit there, and if you need to pray or count the tiles or look at your shoelaces so you can provide a ministry of presence and silence, then do whatever you need to do to regulate yourself. Because when we move into fix, it's really about our own discomfort with that emotion. And the message we send the person is, I'm not okay with this, so you need to stop. But really, the message we want to send is, I'm here with you and I see you. I can't fix it, but you are not alone.